you're about to see will shock you. This isn't the Canada that you imagined. This is real life. This is a story about struggles and survival and the reality that many people choose to ignore. But when you see it, you won't be able to look away. What if I told you that beneath the beauty of London, Ontario, there's a world that many choose to ignore? A world where survival means lighting a foam for warmth, where addiction isn't a choice but it's a painful escape, where the streets become home because there's nowhere else to go. This is the other side of London, the side that you don't see on the media regularly. The side that is going to tell you the real story about how life can be, especially in a country where everybody dreams, many people dream of moving to. I had the opportunity to speak to some people who are living in these conditions. Their stories are heartbreaking, but they are real.
I was in a bad accident when I was 14 years old, and the doctors put me on Percocets. I was 14 years old.
And you got addicted.
I got addicted.
And I believe...
They had me on Percocets for 7 years, and then they cut me off. Without even laying me down, they just cut me off completely.
And then you got to get something...
I had to buy off the street.
There you
and
go.
Since then, it's just been one spiral downfall.
Where you have to go get methadone to help.
Yeah, and then you know what? What happened was, these doctors were prescribing Percocets and Oxycontin to people.
Because they get so much for each prescription.
These people were selling them, making money. So the government says, you know what, we're going to make money. So they cut the Oxycontins into Oxyneos, so people couldn't abuse them if they were smoking them or whatever.
Yeah.
And what they did was they opened up methadone clinics to collect $5 a drink, $5 a day off of people's addiction. So the government's making millions of dollars every day for people's addiction.
What brought you to this situation?
A behavioral change at the hospital. I got evicted and they locked me out. They changed a lot.
Out of the hospital?
Yeah.
Well, what are your plans to better your situation?
I'm hoping to get a new apartment.
Okay. Wish you the best, man.
Thanks.
Bud, right? That is a mini horse. Huge.
How was your life before you got to this point? Before you got to this point where you're living outside?
Well, I had a husband and 2 kids, and we had a house that he owned, some White Oaks, and he began selling fentanyl, and all of a sudden had all these women throwing themselves at him, and he didn't know how to deal with it, and he ended up falling in love with one of them and came home and kicked me out of the house, and I couldn't take my kids out in the street with me. I don't have any family or anybody, so I left the house at 3 in the morning and left my kids with him. A month later, a 3-year-old died of a fentanyl overdose in the house from touching it, crawling on the carpet. She's been charged for it, and she's looking at time in jail for it. But, I became instantly homeless. Right away, I got my ID and did everything I needed to do to be on the housing list, and it's just been a long wait. It's been 3 years now. I've been out here just trying to stay at shelters. This year is harder than every other year because there's no warming centers, there's no place to go consistently in the winter. I'm older and I have a big wound on my leg, so I have to wear snow pants all the time.
God.
Yeah, and my leg isn't getting better from being on my feet all the time, so I'm hoping to get housing soon. I just keep calling coordinated access to people that are in charge of housing, and I applied to go to Unity and Indowell and London Executive Suites. So I just hope one day soon they'll call me and say I got a spot.
Yeah. I also too. I wish you guys the best out here. You guys stay safe.
Thank you.
just to give you guys an idea of how cold it is. Look at the environment. I've been out here for less than an hour and I'm already freezing up. I don't know how these people are living in this condition, and you really cannot know unless you really come here and find out. Look at. Back there they were lighting up something, I don't know what it is, just to catch some warmth in this area. And like, what got you into this situation you're in right now, like living outside?
No. A lot had to do with COVID. They made me sit in the washroom last night for 5 hours before they got me clothes, because I pissed myself, because I couldn't get in the bathroom. I'm still wearing the same clothes. That's sick. Son of bitches here.
What's this place?
They're the ones in charge. You know? Of us.
How long have you been on the street?
Since I was 17, I'm 29 now.
Can you tell me a little bit of your story? Like, what made you to come to this?
I'm born and raised here in London. I became homeless because of my group home dropped me off. They kicked me out. They dropped me off at a youth shelter when I was 17.
Okay.
And they ever since then I've been homeless on and off. And I've struggled with addiction throughout most of that time, and I've learned a lot in the time I've been on the streets.
Do you see yourself finding help anytime?
I'm in progress. I'm trying to get into treatment right now as we speak.
Yeah, man. So bad that you have to deal with all the cold and everything, man.
It's difficult with how people have.
While listening to these stories, I kept asking myself, how did these people get here? Can this actually happen to anyone? Can it just happen to anybody just like that? Can life happen to you and you find yourself in this situation? And most importantly, how can you get out of this situation?
Stop. Rain or shine, like storming, she can barely pull her car over, and she's got it. These people they need, because our government doesn't do much.
In a world like this, not everyone walks past these people and ignore them. Some stop and help, like Natalia, who knows what it's like to be on the edge of homelessness. She was almost there herself, but what saved her was family. Please, what's your name?
Natalia.
So, like, what inspired you to do what you're doing right now?
Because I had something happen in my family,
Okay.
and they made me do this.
Thank God for people like you.
That,
Yeah.
they're my family. That's why when they come, I give them stuff, and because it's.
So, are you doing this out of your own free will, or is the government doing this?
Actually, I have 2 other people coming. I collect the foods for them.
Okay.
And I come and give them that, but they're not here yet. There's somebody coming with donuts and stuff like that, yes.
Thank you guys very much.
I did it out of my own home, yes.
Thank you guys very much for this.
Yes. So what I do is I got 2 people with their coming. I got the resources for them to go pick up the food.
Okay.
And they do it, so I supply them extra with the bagels and thing, and I get a lot of bread, so I go to, what do you call it? to these like mission service, the Ark, and I deliver bread.
Okay.
And I'm studying something else on during the week. I want to go to restaurants and see if they give me food, then I'll supply for them. And there's also a truck coming that I got organized for them to give stuff to these people, like little sweets and stuff like that.
That's magical.
It is. We look forward to it. I've been doing this for a couple of years, but I had a beautiful lady. She really is. Very beautiful. But right now my husband is quite sick. That's why I got somebody to do it a week. On the weekend, and I'm gonna do it during the week.
Okay.
But I never forget them. I come with some of these people. They sleep outside. Can you imagine? I stand outside for 45 minutes on time. Can you imagine these people?
Myself, currently I'm freezing. I don't know how to do it.
So, and what is Trudeau doing? They're not doing anything. Yeah, but nobody should get used to it because we're all human beings,
We're
right?
humans. No one deserves to be out here.
It's not something
Because see, I love animals. Don't get me wrong. I love because I used to when I lived in Portugal. We lived in what do you call it? We had a ranch and cows and all, and I love animals. But in this country, they treat the animals better than they treat human beings. Because if I had an animal and I left them on this cold, like I've been here giving stuff to you guys 20 below. If I had a dog in the backyard, I bet you my neighbor would call the police and I would get charged. And look at you guys, sleeping on the street. Did they call the police to help you? No. That's what gets me mad. That's what they're coming. It's sad because there's so many buildings empty. Why can't they open and divide and make like little, what do you call it? These
Tiny homes?
yeah, like little homes.
Yeah.
I mean, you see these buildings downtown. You see the used to be it's off Clark Road. They used to make these transformers. It's a huge place, and it's there closed for how many years?
Oh my God.
Couldn't they open, clean it up, divide it? Yeah. But see, these people, they were born with silver spoons. I wasn't born with silver spoons. I don't know about you, but I wasn't.
Me neither.
So they don't realize what people go through. See, my parents always had to go work hard like your parents. We didn't have silver spoons, but like Trudeau, look at Trump now, what he's doing.
Yeah.
He's going to destroy the whole world.
Do you plan on continue doing this?
Oh yes. See, I harvest food and I give. So I have these two ladies that come now because I give them the resources, and I come and give them this because they don't have it, so I give it because I get it. And I'm going to start something during the week. I want to go to like Pizza Hut, places like that, Pizza, and see if they donate. And once a week, I'd like to give it to them. So this is my.
Yeah. So what is your advice to people who want to also start giving?
Well, these two ladies, I met them because I was going to the Ark to give bread because I supply them with stuff, and I seen them, and they were just starting doing it. And so I asked them because my husband being sick, my son had cancer too, so was up, so I was going through quite a bit. So I thought if they do this, because I didn't want to leave them without anything, so they agreed. So they've been doing it for 2 weeks now, and I did this for a couple of years. So I give them the resources they can give, and then I'll start something else because the more people we have, the more stuff they get, right?
Yeah. And hopefully you can find some solutions for them to get off the street. I don't know if our voice is...
I'm always saying, Karida, but it's terrible.
Oh my God.
Well, we had between January and February, 7 homeless died. And 1 was frozen. You don't hear about it, do you?
Oh man.
You don't hear about it because to them they don't count. And I get very angry. Because they told me they're where the Adelaide and Queens, and there's the other, it's part of the Ark, right? Yeah. They told me they lost this winter so far 7 people. Sickness, and 1 was frozen. We all have different stories, right?
Yeah.
Like I've heard stories that I go home. I've heard stories, because I take time sometimes. I go home and I cry. Even my husband.
Oh my.
Sometimes because it's awful.
It is. And
some people they say, oh, drugs, but you don't know how they got there, right?
Yep.
We don't know, right?
No.
So we have to give. It's. I had seven surgeries on my knee. Okay, and they put me on OxyContin.
Yeah.
Okay, I was on OxyContin for five years.
Yeah.
Oh, Nelly, it's okay. My doctor, it's okay because you need it, which I did. I was in bad shape. It got to a point I couldn't get rid of it. It took me a long time until today. Well, I have a different doctor, but my first they tell me, how did you get rid of it? It was hard.
Yeah.
So it was very hard. So I understand. But I had my husband to support me. I had my son, right?
Yeah.
It took me a long time because, to be honest with you, I was getting used to it. So you could have said I was a drug addict at that medication. It took me a long time. Wow. They even said, how did you get, it was hard, but I had support. But how many of you guys have any support? But we don't have none.
No.
And then if you're on this cold, for you to cope with it, you probably, okay, I'm going to take one more.
Yeah.
And that's, I believe that's what happened. But I was addicted.
Natalia's words actually took a toll on me and hit me so hard and left me with a lot of questions. Like, what if nobody, what if she didn't have family? What if she didn't have family? Would she be outside in the cold here like this? And then another question, like, how many people could have been saved if just like their family reached out? A city like London, with beautiful innovations and calm surroundings, I wanted to try something different. So I've lived in London for a while, but I took the bus for my first time in London to see the city from a whole different perspective. So I found myself somewhere here in London, Ontario today. I actually want to try out something that I've not tried out ever since I moved here to London, and is to take the bus. You know, it's been 3 years now and I've never taken the bus in London, Ontario. I don't know what that means. I don't actually know what that means, but I just realized that I haven't taken the bus yet. Not like I've never been on the bus, but right here in London, Ontario, I've never been on the bus. So I want to take a bus tour and, you know, show you the city from the bus. Let's see how the bus system in London, Ontario here looks like. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna jump. I'm gonna hop on any bus and let's just see where it takes me. And having someone to drive and take the time to see the city again. The city actually is very beautiful from where I'm sitting. Welcome to West 5. I'm so excited here because it's my first time actually being here in West 5, and there's something about West 5, you know. West 5 is Ontario's first city that's going to be fully powered by solar energy. That's massive. Wow. On the buildings, I can literally see solar panels everywhere, on the rooftop, everywhere, and they say this city is going to be able to generate enough energy through solar
that's going to be able to cover the whole of the city, including about 2,000 residential homes, including commercial spaces. Man, this city is so beautiful. It was built differently. This place is beautiful, man. I can't lie. This is said to be the busiest street in London, Ontario, and I don't know if it's that busy because we're here on a Sunday evening. On the Sunday evening, and there's literally nobody on the road.
Yeah, we're at Filthy Feliz. This place came out a while ago. I haven't been on camera in a long time, so I'm kind of shy. But anyway, no, I don't know. Like, I just needed something to eat, and this is the first thing that came to mind. The food I've had in the past, like, did not disappoint. So I was just like, here before, but a long time ago. Germany's that's the Sunday special.
Yeah.
That's just with poutine and what's it?
So how long have you been in London?
So it's almost like 2 years.
2 years.
Yeah, and I'm finding it very good.
Okay.
It's pretty nice, decent place to live.
What part of
Crowded.
Alright.
I live in downtown though, so I am used to it now.
You're used to it? What about the homeless people, homeless situation?
Yeah, like there are, but like can't do anything, right?
I would say that for the past 3 years, it's like only increased. Especially like where we live, it's like pretty like regular that we see them, and we've also had cases like last year where we've had them enter our buildings, and like, you know, it was chaos. But yeah, but I was also reading up about like the whole of community system response that like the city has for homeless people, and it's sadly like it's not gained a lot of momentum since its inception like 3 years ago. Which is sad, because even though there's funding, there's a lot of people who are like, you know, when you release a policy, like they're like, yeah, sure, help homeless people, but then when they're like, oh, we need to build a hub near your home, they're like, oh, not near my home, but anywhere near my anywhere near my home, but anywhere else works. So I feel like I just feel sad, because even though there's help being offered, it's not enough. It's not being given to the right people.
Yeah. What is your take on London?
So London is a quiet place. I'm like, if you want to establish a family, I feel like London is a place, like not in town, but outskirts of London is really good. And in the nutshell, so far, like it's really accessible. Like accessibility to supermarkets are really good.
People are kind and nice.
Alright.
And I mostly have been commuting from the home to university, and at the university people are kind too. And the only thing that shocked us a little bit was the weather.
Okay.
The temperature. Yeah, the first night that we came, it was -18. And
London is beautiful, it's cool and calm, and it's just a very lovely place to live in.
We're basically students at Western University, and we're doing our undergraduation here.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
that's pretty good. So after living here for 3 years, what do you guys say about the city?
Lot more people, not many new houses, and higher rents.
Living in London, yeah, some people say it's very, very challenging when it comes to the job market and all of that. What can you say about that?
I concur to that statement 100%. I'm like, since London has two major college and university like Fanshawe College and Western University, we tend to have a lot of students in London, Ontario, and we have little or no jobs for those students that come around. So with the demand, and each students do have international students, which literally like makes the job market really hard for each and everyone.
See yourself living here for a long haul, or do you see yourself eventually leaving this city and finding yourself in a bigger city?
Honestly, we were talking about it today, and personally, I would love to stay here, because it's a good mix between like a town and a big city.
Yeah.
It's still growing and it's very suburban. but I would appreciate if there were more employers of like the study that I do, more than just healthcare or manufacturing and stuff like that. If there were employment opportunities in like social sciences, I would love to stay back, but since there's none, there's not much I can do.
If I have to leave London today, it's literally to go search for a job somewhere else. Literally, my take on London would depend on the availabilities of jobs and what I'm comfortable with. So if I get a job that is better somewhere else, I might tend to relocate. And also learning like to know different places, not just London.
Yeah.
No better place than London for me till now.
All right. Sure, man. Thank you guys very much. Sure.
Some love it, some don't love it. Some say it's lonely, some say it's frightful, some say it's calm. I mean, all in and out, London is a place with a lot of stories, and those stories deserve to be told. How long have you been out here?
5 years.
Since I was 17, I'm 29 now.
Since October.
It's been 3 years now.
What does this all mean? It means that there's no place that is perfect. No country is a promised land. Life here can be beautiful, but can be also very cold, lonely, and unforgiving. If you have family, hold on to them. If you have a home, be grateful. If you are lost, please endeavor to reach out, because no matter what or no matter how you fall, there should always be a way for you to get back. Daryl Barika, if you love this video, please like and subscribe and share this video. I'm on a mission to travel around the world, and I'll be documenting everything right here on this channel. So you guys stay tuned and see you on the next one.